Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever 18-year football podcast where we talk everything for football. So, as BK in the background there, as I was saying, where we talk anything football. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Oh yes, welcome guys, welcome. Co-starring.
I must say co-starring. I must not forget.
I must say that co-starring. Braya, THAPELO. Yeah.
Socials, Nyana.
THAPELO, MALOPE, everywhere.
MALOPE.
Oh yes. That is I.
Yeah, no, THABISO. If you ask for my socials, THABISO, MADIE everywhere. I'm just a guest of the show. Happy to be here, man. I love what the Oaks at 18-year area are doing. So yeah.
Going up by shades.
Sure.
It's Roger. Roger with a W. Starts with a W for those who are confused. Our socials, Roger _ everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Google. Get that. Let's rock, baby.
You know what's funny? I just want to clear one thing up because people always get it mixed up. Whether is it 18 yard or 18 area. I don't blame you because originally when I started it was 18 area.
Sure.
But then you have conversations with people and they're like, hi.
Sure.
And then I eventually changed it to 18 yard. But that's besides the point. In this week of football, how have you guys enjoyed it? PSG got knocked out of the Champions League. Chelsea got sanctioned. And they still won on that day, so shout out to them. But how do you guys feel about that? I mean, Real Madrid just came back.
PSG.
Real Madrid just came out of nowhere in that game. PSG.
But Oaks, let's start with the Champions League actually.
Okay. What are your thoughts on PSG getting knocked out again in the round of 16?
We shouldn't be surprised. Like honestly, like PSG is something that they do. Have you ever seen like I'm not saying anything to be malice or anything, but like they went to the final, they got beat, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Not beat, fine. Then they got Messi. I mean, when was the last time the Brew won a Champions League?
Here's a funny stat. Since 2013, the 2012, 2013 season,
Sure.
PSG got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Barcelona. The following year got knocked out of the quarterfinals by Chelsea. Then the following year again in the quarterfinals by Barcelona. After that again, hello Dino. And then the year after that, Manchester City. And then from there, they couldn't even make it to the quarterfinals again, getting knocked out of the round of 16 3 times before making it to the finals.
That should say something. Because the thing is, everyone thinks because we have a star-studded team that things should be different. But unfortunately, there's no winning mentality.
Nah, they need a coach that has a winning mentality.
Sure,
the players have a winning mentality. It's that the coach, Pochettino, he's a good coach.
Okay, but then,
But
no, PSG have had winning mentality coaches. They've had Carlo Ancelotti. They've had Unai Emery, who won the Europa League 3 times in a row. They have Thomas Tuchel. So, and now they have Pochettino, with a very what he did at Tottenham. You cannot erase it. Tottenham before Pochettino.
But to add on to that, but they didn't win anything.
That's what I'm saying.
They didn't win anything. They didn't win anything, but they went to the finals of the Champions League. That should say something. They were a contender for the top 4 and the league at some point under Pochettino.
Yes, but when you mentioned the league, you remember what happened that league. But also to speak about the Tottenham man. Everyone always wants to say no, they went to the final. Every team goes to the final, but no one remembers the guy who went to the final.
no one remembers number 2.
No one remembers somebody.
He came from a team that I support, but it's fine.
Okay, let's not.
It's not good, but yeah.
As a Liverpool supporter, I beat you in the Champions League final. No one remembers that I beat you. They know I won.
I don't versus in the Champions League final.
No, he's just making an example in terms of Tottenham. They went to the final with Liverpool, but nobody remembers Tottenham. They just remember the fact that Liverpool won. So what does PSG have to do? Do they have to change their whole football model, their whole football direction?
Coach.
Because this
Sorry,
team has
just
been
stay.
spending close to 100 million every transfer season from 2012. For the past 10 years, 100 million spent on star players like Cavani, Di Maria, Pastore, Lavezzi, Ibrahimovic, David Luiz.
I think they've always had a good squad to compete in the French league more than anything. To have a complete all-round squad, you also need a world-class coach, and that's something they've never gotten because of the stigma around the French league. No one has to go there because as a coach, as a PSG coach, you're gonna win everything. You're supposed to win everything. Let me say that.
And
You're
then
supposed to win everything.
every once in a
Except
while.
the Champions League.
Yeah, the Champions League in France, you're gonna win. You're supposed to win the league. You're supposed to win the
Whatever the FA
the
Cup,
domestic cup.
the domestic cup.
So so if you never have a good coach who can deal with big player egos, I think that's why they've never had the coaches have never been there for so long. It has always been bringing in big players, big egos, and then you bring in a coach who doesn't have the same ego or presence as a player, whose players, so now it gets a thing of what's going on. I'm playing for my ego, and then everyone else doesn't have it. Yes, you're gonna win the French league, it's nice, but when it comes against big teams, where you have to play big boy competitions,
Sure. They're going to punish you.
They're going to punish you,
But your
man.
coach is also already punished before you even enter the stadium. Your coach is gone.
Mentality gone.
His mentality is gone.
So what are you saying is that they can continue buying these big money players, but they need
A solid coach.
a solid coach. And who is that solid coach? In this current market of football managers where it's a constant rotation, who is, in your opinion,
It's in against Zidane.
what has he done? Yes,
One Champions League.
he's won Champions League.
Champions League has he won three. Three Champions Leagues when he got to Real Madrid.
I think
That's in a row.
No, he won.
No.
He was won 4. One as an assistant, and the other he won as a manager.
For that exactly. He knows how to deal with someone who has an ego. He had Ronaldo. He had Benzema. He had Bale. He had Modric. He had Kroos. That's all huge egos. And he still had to make them work together. And they did. And that's why they're the best. Champions League
not
winners.
once, not twice.
3 times. Champions League winners.
But
With Zidane as the man that's holding everything.
Can I-
Take him to Heidelberg.
Yeah.
Take him to PSG.
Sure.
Let him take down Messi, Neymar, Mbappe's egos. I don't know what's over Buffet to negate it.
Can I just throw a name in the hat just for conversation's sake? Pito.
Well, for the PSG job, it
For
would be
PSG
nice.
job.
It would be nice, but no.
Let's
No.
let's be
be
honest.
realistic.
Let's be honest about certain things. We know that being in Europe, your tone, your skin tone is a factor in most things. That's why in the Premier League there's very few black coaches. If there is, like in England, there's
Sure.
very few.
Yeah.
Even I'm sure even in other leagues you hardly see black coaches. I haven't done the research myself, but
The last black manager I saw in the Premier League was Chris Hughton.
yes, remember that. So expecting Pito to be there, it's a huge ask. But expecting a coach like his style, sure, you can get. There are people like that, and I think Jose is one of them. Mourinho is one of them, but I don't think he would go to PSG.
Yeah, I don't think he's
Who,
ego.
Jose?
Yeah, I don't think he's ego will let him go to PSG.
I think it would. I think it would tempt him. I mean, after every team that he has coached, there's only one big team he needs to go after,
Which is,
which is PSG. Sorry,
but there's Bayern also.
he's not gonna get the Bayern job.
Yeah,
good.
He's not gonna get that Bayern
At
job.
Bayern job, yeah,
He's not gonna get
I
the
decided paying there. I don't think.
Bayern's got a new coach now.
Sure,
Yeah,
but even
He's still chilling with that.
even his play, Mourinho's play, I don't think it suits the Bayern philosophy.
Man,
Mourinho has
I
always been a
agree.
coach. He can play, yes, he can play, but during the years, he has been known as sort of a park the bus coach. And with a team like Bayern, any big team, no big team right now wants to play a mentality
Park the
of
bus.
park the bus. No one's gonna do
They
that.
want goals. Everyone wants goals. That's how you win a game. Goals.
Bayern have always been that team where you know you're gonna get goals. Their football is just we're going to score, like
Sure.
regardless. Like this whole thing of playing from the look, they set up their team however way they want to set up, but the main goal is to score goals.
Sure.
So and Mourinho's tactics are in certain games, yes, I'll go all for it. But if there's a chance where I know this team is very attacking and everything, I'm gonna park the bus and I'm gonna set up my team very well to park the bus, and I'm not going to win that game because all I need is one counter attack, just one.
Sure. So now imagine a big team like Bayern sitting back on the counter now.
But does it matter if you win trophies?
It doesn't matter, but if they're not playing,
Are they really going to
if
win
they're not playing
trophies
a
if they
style
play
of
like that?
football that
Chelsea's a good example of that, actually.
No, I don't think.
Chelsea would park the bus. We all watched that final of Chelsea and Bayern in the Champions League. They parked the bus. They waited for their opportunities, and they still. Bayern was pressing them, but still, what happened? They won the Champions League. No one remembers that. No, I had the ball 90% of the game.
Okay, but true, but I don't think Chelsea is a team of a philosophy.
No.
Their philosophy is always changing coaches. No, listen. Chelsea have been exposed to so many coaches that their footballing variety is so vast. They've had a Mourinho, they've had a Claudio Ranieri, they've had a Carlo, they've had a Rafa, I think they've had a Gas at some point. They've had so many coaches who
come in.
They've had so many coaches who come in and then they'll do a job so well. The season they come in, that they'll probably fight for top 2, top 3. They'll do well, win a trophy. Next season you sign, you do well, and then 2-3 years down the line you're gonna get sacked.
And who sacks you?
Roman.
Speaking of Roman,
Now Roman is sanctioned now. So now, if Chelsea sells and they get Motombo Shop or Dimo, that Motombo Shop or Dimo can be like, okay, fine. I'm gonna get a coach for 5 seasons,
But
6 seasons.
But
I'm not gonna do Roman style out. Okay, you can win a season this season. Next 2 seasons you can run when I'm sacking you. I'm gonna give you that long run. Let's look at the bigger picture.
But now you're changing their whole philosophy. I mean, it's been working for
It's
them.
Roman's philosophy.
No, but it's not like they haven't not been winning. They've not been doing well. They've been doing well. They've won Champions League. They've been competing in the league here and there. It's working. The system, the thing, it's working. But you can't say Chelsea plays this sort of football team. You know, there's certain coaches who come in. Sir Alex Ferguson came in. They started playing the more attacking football they could play. That was United's philosophy. Jurgen came in, you could see his philosophy, rock hard, that's what they call it, rock hard pressing. You can see certain teams have certain philosophies, you can see certain teams knock the ball, yes. But with a Chelsea team, you never know.
You never know what side you're gonna get today.
I mean, they went from playing with a 4 for so long until Conte came in, that's when they started playing with a 3.
Because it's changing coaches a million times.
But okay, in Chelsea's defense, though, Chelsea is a high-performance team. Chelsea is run like a company. If the manager's shit, you gotta move the fucking manager, bro. I'm sorry about swearing.
Swear all you want.
Swear
all you want.
Sorry about swearing, but like, if the person in charge of that company is doing a shit job, you gotta move it. And sometimes, like with teams, what I appreciate with Chelsea is that they realize this before anyone else. Some teams keep bad managers for a very long time, and they don't know that this is a bad manager.
But that's the thing, you never know. You never know. Some teams genuinely, when they get a coach, they say, we believe in your project, in your idea, in your vision, we want to invest in it. There are certain teams who give coaches 5-year contracts because they know that this is the vision that we want. With Chelsea, you're always going to get a 3-year contract. You know, by the second contract. You know,
let's see what you can do. Let's see, prove yourself within this.
No, the system is working. That I give you that, it's working. But when you want to find a team with, how can I say, with history, I don't know if I'm maybe touching a few nerves, but a team with history, it has, like a team with history. It's always something.
Touching nobody's nerve.
It's always worth something back.
Touching my nerve, chief.
No, listen.
He's a Manchester United fan. Sorry about that.
No, but the Manchester United have rich history. Even now, when they're playing,
when they're not performing, say it like it is.
Yeah, when they're not
performing, playing
but
shit.
Before we get to Manchester United and their top 4 hopes, let's just focus a bit more on Chelsea and the sanctions that have been imposed on them right now. They are not allowed to spend £20,000 on away games. They can only spend £500,000 on home games. Only ticket holders can go to the games. So if you're a home fan and you don't have a season ticket, you basically screwed.
Sure.
You can't buy a shirt. The famous 3 sponsors gone now, and it all seems like collateral damage for what happened to Abramovich, and the fans don't like it. I don't know what you guys think about that.
And it's that simple. What am I saying?
Sure.
It's that simple.
But
But
you see that ice balloon Titanic.
yeah, Khaled, but
It's simple.
that's what's going on there.
That's-
But I'll say this.
Is it fair on the fans?
But I'll say this. This is just the beginning stages of what we're saying. And you can't obviously I can't pick and say no, today this is what's happening. The club is done. I don't think Chelsea's done as a club. Because of what they've done and achieved. There's always someone there who has something, who's thinking, okay, there's value there.
There's value there.
I might buy Chelsea.
Like the Swiss and US billionaire that apparently are trying to strike a deal with Abramovich right now.
Yes.
But apparently now, the Chelsea can still be sold, but as long as the proceeds do not go
Sure.
to Roman.
Which actually brings in another thing about how politics actually play in the whole football thing. How people try to exclude politics in football, but it actually
Politics is everywhere.
makes a huge difference. I mean, who would have thought now a certain thing like a war in Ukraine and in Russia
It's
affects
affecting
an
Chelsea.
English club,
Sure.
by the way.
Owned by but football it's owned by a Russian.
If
A Russian billionaire.
It's owned by a Russian billionaire. 2004, 2003, Roman doesn't choose to buy Chelsea, we're not in this stage. Which is a huge question, are Chelsea the club they are right now today without Roman making that
No.
advancement
No.
that somewhat years ago? Because he basically changed football for me. A billionaire buying a club, taking control, saying, I'm going to run. If you are not good enough, you are out of my club. If you want to, if my manager wants Didier Drogba wants these wages, and I believe in my manager. I believe also players got an upper hand right now. Like they could be like, no, I want this side of contract, and as much as it would be better for me maybe to play for Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. I mean Arsenal, Liverpool, or United. Let me go to Chelsea because Chelsea are actually going to pay me the amount of money I want.
But you shouldn't forget, these guys are doing a job. As much as we see it for entertainment, it's a job. I'll always go, like, everywhere you go when you get a job, you want to get the job that pays you the most. I'm not gonna go there because, I don't know, I'm loyal and whatnot. You guys are not there, the fans are not there when my Porsche is being taken away. You know, certain things like that. Like footballers got, you see the cars that footballers drive. So, going to Chelsea shouldn't be a bad thing. Yes, they're going there. Maybe it might be because of money, because of a billionaire is backing it. But at the same time, remember that they don't go there just to play for fun. They win trophies, and that's a given fact.
That was a given fact. Mourinho won once he got there. He changed the entire mentality of the football club, and I mean, look at it today.
Yes, they win trophies. That's a fact. A player that signs for Chelsea knows for a fact they're going to win a trophy.
Me, I think with regards to Roman, I think that's when Chelsea really became Chelsea in 2003 when he bought the club. He changed everything really, because he became an owner who invested in a club not as a hobby, but like he treated it as a baby. He put in his money, put in his resources.
Sure.
And he put in basically everything into that club. He's the second most brilliant next to the Man City owners, of course. You know, but yeah.
You know what's funny? Roman is, every time Arsenal is playing or Liverpool is playing, they will always show the VIP area just to show who's the CEO.
Sure.
Roman was introduced that to football because he was always there sitting in his seat just watching Chelsea. And
in the cold.
as much as, yes, he's being shanked and like, at some point, every club wanted someone like Roman to back it.
Yes. And that also brought a lot of billionaires to football. I also think.
No, football has a lot of billionaires, but they don't treat it the same.
Yeah, because I don't think a PSG and a Man City would have came about. The amount of investment that came from there. Now Newcastle. We don't know
So
what
the original blueprint is not really shaking in sewer, it's Roman Abramovich.
It's Roman Abramovich. He was the first one. He's literally the first one of the few.
So what are PSG doing wrong that Roman did right? Because he's a 2-time Champions League winner right now.
What I can tell you is that Roman never signed the biggest player in the world at the time. At every time, he's never signed the biggest player in the world. That's the problem. PSG are looking for shortcuts. That's why they continue signing the best players in the world.
What's the solution there?
But the owners of PSG don't have the love for football like Roman has the love for football. When Roman bought Chelsea, it was buying the thing of I love soccer. I'm buying this shit because I love soccer. And you know, one of our Babo PSG, le City were buying because why can I not own a team in England? I'm doing it because it's just another investment. I really want to be there at the game. That's why you never see Sheikh. Okay, you hardly see him go see
Sheikh, literally, the first time I saw him was, the famous game, Aguero, and he was just there.
Sure, that's it.
But you always see Khaldoon Al-Mubarak, he's always there. Khaldoon is always there, but you never see Sheikh.
Khaldoon is the
PSG.
The big guy. Khaldoon is always there.
Sure.
Mara, who's the owner? Sheikh.
I don't want to comment on this because I don't watch PSG games to an extent in the league.
Yeah.
I don't watch it, so I don't want to comment on it that much.
You only watch Champions League games.
Yeah, I won't watch Champions
Nobody
League
watches
games.
French football.
I won't watch. That's the way I see PSG. Like I see PSG at the Champions League most of the time. I don't pay attention to that league. So I saw like last season they lost the league. It happens, but they got challenged.
The coach.
I
The
don't.
coach is whack.
I don't think it's the coach because
The coach is whack.
if you're thunderhead, man, you could take that team and just win.
No,
Like genuinely.
I don't think that
Pochettino's not a thunderhead.
It's not that.
not done the hate, but I think
It's the coach.
you sometimes need a good coach. I mean,
Sure.
sometimes it's a good thing to have a coach and players who work together. But with PSG, PSG, the squad that they have, the resources that they have, and then you have a team like Leicester, with the squad that they didn't have and the resources that they didn't have at the time.
Yeah.
I think with PSG, it's a thing of it takes longer because the stars that they're buying them now. Messi, 34.
You don't buy, but it was like,
Yeah, free transfers. So it won't be a quick solution. All you need is a good coach. That's all you need.
But
A brilliant
But
coach.
the thing is, it's not just now. Like we've seen it before. Drexler's, Lavezzi, Cavani, they've had all these superstars for so many years, and they had that manager that anyone would have wanted that like Carlo Ancelotti. Yo.
No, the thing is, you always gonna have as a team like PSG. As soon as new owners come in, you're always gonna have a rebuilding phase. You're always gonna have change players, change coaches. Man City did it. We saw it a lot. Who's this? Mark Hudgens, Pellegrini. We saw them play coaches coming in, and it gets to a point where you'll find that one. You only need just that one coach, and it's pretty tough when you want to bring someone to a PSG league now, a World Cup experienced coach, and you want to bring in the French league. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not competitive, but it's not competitive.
Say like it is.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
understand.
exactly that.
Oh,
but it's the same thing with Bayern, but they can still win the Champions League. It's
Bayern too much.
Bayern. But you know what the thing where I say is that PSG, maybe the scouts are very lazy because Bayern buys inside the league. They kill the entire league by buying the stars in that league, and they still win the Champions League with those stars. PSG goes out and buys a Neymar
superstars from all over the world.
all over the world and try act like
But also, my man, who in France do you want now? As a coach, I'm sending you to France now with 100 million budget, saying buy whoever you want. Who you wanna buy? Besides from the PSG team, anyone in the PSG team.
Musa Dembele from like.
You know,
I think you just don't see them because you don't watch the French league.
but they,
What about they?
But are they in that quality group as the PSG players then?
that are currently there now.
Yeah.
That's currently there.
Yes.
No,
You know what the thing is? Sometimes you don't have to have quality, you have to be hungry. And the PSG players are hungry for
Which is a very great example, because sometimes you don't have to be the best player, but if like right now, look, a perfect example is Luis Diaz, right? Look, I'm not saying he's not the greatest player, right? But he's quality. But I believe when that call from Liverpool came in, it was a dream. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
Liverpool want me,
Yeah.
and from the first minute you walked in, and you could tell it was, I am hungry to play for this club. This is the ultimate for me.
But you can also be hungry and then play for a club that doesn't match your style of football. I mean, with Luis Diaz, you can easily put him in the team because he's an attacking player. It's a attacking team, front three. That's how the team plays.
Sure.
We could have just bought anyone. We could have bought a Sancho. We could have bought. But if these players don't fit into your team's philosophy, what's the use? Now you stuck with an 80 million centre back who doesn't know what to do.
Ice as well there. Some ice as
So-
well,
so-
please.
Basically, PSG, I don't know what they have to
Love
do.
that.
They need to get a good coach. Get a good coach who can install a philosophy in the team.
They need a. I don't think they need a good coach. They need a better squad.
I would have to say they need to do a better squad. I think less
That'd be very
more
much, bro.
best players every transfer. Like you don't have to sign the best players. You get what I'm saying? But the players you need also, you sign the players you need. Like, and they can do this. I mean, look now, they signed the is he left back?
I think it's a
Not Hakimi, the other guy.
Mendes.
Mendes. They signed Mendes. You get what I'm saying? Every year you don't actually have to sign the best players. But
Sure.
beyond that, the Chelsea sanctions. What's the end for Chelsea? Where do you guys see Chelsea by the end of the season?
I don't think they're gonna get that affected. Honestly.
Yeah,
I don't
it won't
think-
be a stretch.
They're gonna push it out until the end of the season.
Yeah, top three they already have it
Sure.
covered. Champions League they
Champions League, they probably get out. They're definitely
Yeah.
getting out. They're not making it to the finals. But probably,
You saying Chelsea are not making it to the finals of the Champions League?
nah,
Definitely.
I
maybe
agree with
quarter.
Roger.
Maybe quarter or semi.
Yeah.
Whoever they get right now, if it's a probably like Bayern. Okay, right now, the team that will take out Chelsea in the Champions League would probably be Bayern, probably be Liverpool.
Why aren't you including your team?
But I won't get them, man. Okay, but I could also definitely take them out. What else? What else? Juve, how's Juve good? Juve is playing good.
No.
How's Juve?
Juve no.
I don't think Atletico Madrid could take them out because Atletico Madrid is taking out United regardless. But
Why are you so confident about this?
nah,
Yeah.
United are coming one side.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No
Oh,
offense to
yeah.
United fans, but
Yeah.
like let's be realistic
Yeah.
about it. They don't choke and then
What are you saying?
Simeone's coming with some other level.
Man City are the kings of choking. What are you saying?
Nah. Let's leave Manchester City alone, guys. You guys saw Manchester United and Manchester City. You guys saw how the derby went.
Okay, you're miles ahead of
Yeah,
us.
put you guys one side.
They should not put you in the same
No.
sentence. That's what you're saying.
I have one question. Please tell me Manchester City's track record in the Champions League.
Final last season. Finished.
Final last season.
Remember Nelson?
and
One
last season,
remember
I think
Sickness?
last season was the first time you guys made it to the semi-finals.
The season before.
Yeah.
No, last season.
Yeah, last season was
Sure.
the
It was
first
the
time
first
you
time we
guys
went to the
made
final, but
quarterfinals.
it's
Nels, remember
progress.
everyone remembers second place?
But in that time, how many trophies
Oh,
have
nobody
we won?
remember.
Okay, I'm gonna want to look at
It's five
the
time
past.
Carabao
Let's look at the
champions.
past 5 years. Manchester City, how many trophies do they have?
Domestic trophies.
Regardless trophies. Okay.
Domestic trophies.
Domestic. How many does United have domestically?
Domestic.
In the last 5 years, domestically.
Zero.
Zero. There we go. So domestic
And speaking of United and Chelsea, which I wouldn't really call Chelsea in the top 4 race because they just caught in the middle. There's a race for the title between Liverpool and Man City,
Sure.
and then you have Arsenal, City, West Ham, and Tottenham chasing for the top, and they just in between there. Speaking of United, how are they hopes looking for a top 4 right now?
Nah, top 6.
You know, I'll be honest.
Top 6.
I'll be honest and say this: that United are the weirdest team of this season have been very weird. In a sense that they started the season and they sacked their coach, Ole. And I think had they not yet they kept them, their football would have been better.
Sure.
I believe so too.
In a sense that they got a new coach.
I'm not. I wouldn't say football better, but I
Whatever
would
they were
say-
To give them the points to
Yeah, they would have like
compete in top 4.
Oli knew how to get those points just
Yes,
out of
yes,
the
yes.
way. Like
Yes,
he
yes.
knew how to get them. You get what I'm
Yes,
saying?
you know how to get points, and that's the thing. United right now, they're not a club that's supposed. They're not a winning club. They just need to do whatever the hell they do, and which is good enough, and they get their points. But with the new manager now, it's a sense that they're learning to a new system, and they're gonna drop a lot of points. They pick up here and there, but it's a new system that they play.
And
So, what are you saying? What are you saying? Are you saying? Do you believe United can make it to the top four?
no.
It's unlikely
Huh,
it's unlikely because of momentum.
It's unlikely because of momentum,
No.
but
It's unlikely because of momentum. The only way they make it to the top four is if there's a big choke from West Ham and Arsenal.
But it's too late for United now.
I mean,
West Ham.
Once they brought in Ralph, it was too
I
late.
mean, United are first, right?
Sure.
And they played 28 games, won 13, drew 8, lost 7, with a good goal difference of +7 on 47 points. Arsenal are in fourth, with 3 games in hand. 48 points, 1 point above them.
Yes.
The only West Ham can't do much because they're in 6, 2 points behind. Tottenham have 2 games in hand, 3 games in hand. And they're on 45 points. Meaning even 2 draws, they go above United because they have a superior goal difference. That puts them into 6th.
Top 6, I said it. Top 6. That's where they're going. United is entering top 6. Top 4, you guys are pushing it now. Come on.
Definitely not top 4.
Definitely not. Arsenal has 9 games in it. In those 9 games, they're going to get 7 points. Max.
So my top 4 prediction would be Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and Arsenal.
Arsenal, sure. But you got the top 2 wrong.
That's because he's a Liverpool fan and I get it.
I get it.
And I get it.
No. Listen,
But the
We all
league,
know, guys.
the league will be decided on the game of Manchester City versus Liverpool. For now, we just speculate.
Yeah, it's a draw. Even if it's a draw, it's fine.
Yes.
right.
Look at them.
What are the people at behind the scenes saying?
You can see who's a Liverpool fan.
Okay, but guys, like I
who's a
said,
Man City fan, Liverpool fan, Arsenal fan, Liverpool fan. You can see.
As an Arsenal fan,
United fans at the back.
before we wrap up the top 4 chat, as an Arsenal fan, I like to say, do not count your chickens before they hatch. So it says something very important about. You said it's a team crumbling when it matters most.
Yes.
I'll say this. I know my team. We've crumbled when it matters most.
Yes.
So, as much I would love it, and it's my ideal top 4.
Who was
And
your
I want
coach
to-
at that time, though?
Yeah?
When you watched it all crumble. Who was
Wenger and Emery,
Yeah.
and I've seen it with Arteta.
Ah,
Last season.
You know, like
Did
these
it crumble?
things that these brothers are talking about, these are past traumatic stress for Liverpool
But-
fans. We've
We've dealt with it.
had it, we've dealt with it.
We've dealt with
We've
it.
moved
But
on.
Arteta's gonna put you guys top.
my message to all Arsenal fans is, just enjoy the season.
Top
Enjoy
4.
the football.
Enjoy the football.
Yes,
If we
yes.
make it to top 4, amazing,
Shout out.
great. If we don't, well, we've seen the story over and over again.
Yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the 18-Yard Podcast. I am NALANA MOSHABI, THAPELO MALOPE, Shades, and men like Roger.
Can I please also mention to City fans? Alright, say yes, it's in here.
Yeah.
Premier League, Champions League,
NALANA.
FA Cup. We're taking all 3, baby. Let's go.
Before you close the show,
But
I'd like to
Roger
make a
again,
wager.
man.
I
love you guys.
mean, Carabao.
I would like to
Cup,
make a
right?
wager.
I'd like to pose a wager on the show.
Yeah.
I'd like Roger to put half a K on the table for when Manchester City gets
All 3.
knocked out
For
All 3.
when Manchester City gets knocked out of the
Yes,
Champions
of the
League.
Champions League.
Nah, okay.
I'd like him to put half
5
a K
keep on the table. I got it. 5 keep on the
I'm not
table.
So what are you saying? Are you saying you're gonna get to the final or what?
I'm saying I'm gonna lift the trophy.
I'm saying
KDB just
if he
when
doesn't,
that is gonna go.
Joe, you're not lifting your trophy.
Ladies and
if
gentlemen,
he doesn't,
you heard it here first.
Hennessy.
Roger has put 500 on the table that Manchester City will be the 2022 Champions League winners.
And the 2022 Premier League winners. And the
don't see it happening.
2022 FA
I
Cup
don't.
winners.
What if I'm saying when I label wishful thinking?
SMS who wishful thinking.
From a Liverpool fan, I understand. That's
No,
why it's
as a
fan.
Liverpool fan, we're taking everything. We're taking everything. I'm coming for the league on the last day. On the last day.
Nah, not even.
I won Carabao.
You've tried it before and it failed. And it's still going to fail
I
again.
have a better team now.
1 point.
I have squad depth. Everything's looking
I'm
lovely.
giving
It's
you just
lovely,
1 point, 2
Merseyside.
points.
Cut the cameras. If it's a Liverpool and City battle, it will never end. Cut the cameras.
Bunny, 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 bunny,